Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. So this is just a quick update on a development that has come out of Russia regarding future sales of Russian gas and some preliminary thoughts on why I think it is kind of a big deal. So to put it briefly, Putin has come out and said that unfriendly countries will now have to pay for gas sales in rubles. Basically saying that the sale price will no longer be denominated in US dollars and therefore exchanging of euros for gas will soon not be accepted. Unfriendly countries will need to pay rubles. Unfriendly nations are basically the US, the EU zone, Britain, Japan, the West, even down here in Australia. Actually, the Australian economy is probably going to do quite well out of all of this, as our main export commodities generally compete with Russian commodities. So a lot of countries that have placed bans on certain Russian products, particularly minerals and natural gas, are looking at Australian resources as a substitute. Though our petrol prices are going to hurt domestically throughout all of this. Anyway, this move is obviously a targeting of the Eurozone, specifically the nations who rely on Russia for about 40% of their gas needs. This response comes almost in retaliation to international efforts that have frozen much of Russia's participation in global markets and devalued their currency. Some of the measures that have been taken against Russia have included the banning of Russian Roubles to be used in exchange of goods and services. The EU zone was always a bit coy on such a move, knowing that Russia literally keeps the lights on, and Russia, knowing it has this sort of power, has threatened to turn the light switch off in another subtle but clear escalation of tension with the West. A couple of reactions I've read about from the EU in relation to this move from Russia have been of a fairly different nature. Germany has come out and basically said such a move will void any existing contract, therefore making it illegal. Also from Germany, they are initiating a warning system to help more efficiently allocate gas around the country. You've got to love the German character and their stickler for rules and order. I once had a German professor who told me some joke several times that if you wanted the German army to invade and take over a train station, the soldiers would need to ensure they bought a ticket first. Anyway, the other EU zone response I came across was from Italy. It did make me laugh a little when they said, we will probably still just pay euros. They seemed pretty laxed about it all. I suppose they didn't want to change the printing settings on all the IOUs they had been writing over many years. Comedic interlude aside, why is this a bit of a headache for the US? Well, basically because Russia is making more global attempts at undermining the role of the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Russia has previously made bilateral trade deals with the likes of China and others where the partners denominate goods and services to be exchanged in their own local currencies, in a sense freeing them from the shackles of being pegged to the local currency manipulations that can come from being pegged to the US dollar. And if Russia is brave enough to step out and say, we do not want to denominate our gas or other goods in US dollars, who is to say other friendly countries may not change their tune? It is a secret, but not a very good one, that China fancies itself as potentially filling the role of having the reserve currency one day, or at least presenting the yuan as a challenging alternative for the title. If Russia's latest move can spark a number of other such moves to occur around the world, it would really shake the confidence in the greenback. I'm not saying that the US dollar is about to be replaced as a reserve currency, but if it did, it would be a huge problem for the US, particularly due to the stupid amounts of debt they have racked up since coming off the gold standard in 1971. And Russia's targeting of the EU zone is brilliant in the sense that it is the major region that is the most aligned with the US. I mean, it's basically the other half of NATO, and it is also the US's greatest trade partner when viewed as a single trading bloc. Putin's game of ruble roulette drives a wedge in this relationship and potentially could cause some disunity in the approach to dealing with Russia over this whole Ukraine crisis, which may be his ultimate goal out of all this. After all, that's just the kind of cat he is. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for this one. What do you guys think about Putin's latest geopolitical power play? What will happen if Italy's IOUs have to be written in rubles? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.